If you were expecting a big Manitoba immigration draw to kick off 2026, this one might surprise you. On January 15th, 2026, Manitoba invited just 55 skilled workers under its provincial nominee program, and this draw was very different from what we've seen before. So, who got invited, why the numbers are low, and what this means for your chances in 2026? Let's break it all down. Manitoba held its first immigration draw of 2026 under the Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program, also known as the MPNP. This was a targeted draw, meaning Manitoba did not select candidates randomly from the expression of interest pool. Instead, invitations went only to candidates who were personally invited by the province through strategic recruitment initiatives. In simple terms, Manitoba reached out to workers they already want. Which streams were included? This draw covered both skilled worker pathways, skilled worker in Manitoba, for candidates already working in the province, skilled worker overseas, for applicants outside Canada with Manitoba connections. So whether you're inside or outside Canada, connections mattered more than ever. Breaking down the 55 invitations. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where the real story is. Out of 55 total invitations, 21 invitations, 38%, came through employer services, clear sign that Manitoba employers are struggling to fill key roles locally. 15 invitations went to regional communities. Manitoba continues pushing immigration beyond Winnipeg. 9 invitations through ethnocultural community initiatives. 7 invitations to Francophone candidates. French-speaking applicants remain a strong priority. 3 invitations under a temporary public policy pathway. And here's a crucial detail many people missed. Only 10 candidates had express entry profiles. That tells us Manitoba is actively looking beyond the federal express entry system to meet its labor needs. Why this draw feels small? Let's be honest, 55 invitations is very low. For comparison, Manitoba's first draw of 2025 invited 197 candidates, almost 4 times more. This year's draw also happened 6 days later than last year's. That suggests Manitoba is taking a slower, more deliberate approach in 2026. This could mean fewer but more frequent targeted draws, a stronger focus on quality and employer demand, not volume, why you might not have received an invitation. If you believed you were eligible but didn't receive a letter of advice to apply, don't panic. Manitoba highlighted 2 common reasons. 1. Language test issues. Your English or French test may have expired or you entered an invalid test number. Remember, language tests are valid for 2 years only. 2. Invalid strategic invitation number. If you claim to be invited under a recruitment initiative but entered the wrong number, your profile would be skipped. These small errors can cost you an invitation. What this means for 2026 candidates. Here's the biggest takeaway for 2026. Waiting passively in the EOI pool is no longer enough. Manitoba is prioritizing candidates who are already working in Manitoba, connected to Manitoba employers, active in regional, francophone, or ethnocultural communities, participating in recruitment events, including virtual fairs. If Manitoba is your target province, you need to be visible, connected, and proactive. Next steps: if you received an LAA. If you received a letter of advice to apply, congratulations, you now have 60 days to submit your complete application. Gather documents early, double-check every detail, submit well before the deadline. Mistakes at this stage can be costly. Manitoba's 2026 immigration strategy is clear. They're not just inviting skilled workers, they're inviting the right skilled workers. If you miss this draw, use the time wisely. Strengthen employer connections. Improve language scores. Position yourself for strategic recruitment. More draws are coming in 2026, and preparation could be the difference between missing out and getting nominated. If you found this breakdown helpful, like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned for the latest Canadian immigration updates.